Hey, girl.
Hey, y'all.
Everybody, this is When the Kids Go to Bed.
Shh.
It's possibly where me and Tamsin would like to be right now.
Yes, I would love to be in bed right now.
Why? Because we're slightly tired from going out yesterday, because that is what happens to mums that go out. I lie. It's not
Yeah, because
pretend.
I had to wake up to my child this morning.
Exactly.
Poor kid.
I'm sure mums can relate to, it's not how it used to be, like you just lay in bed the next day, recover for 2 days.
No, but why did we really book filming the day after? Do you know why? Because we couldn't fit nothing else in the schedule and any other weekend because, you know...
Because we're busy.
Busy.
It's very hard. And do you know what?
These are the sacrifices we make.
This leads into what we're going to talk about, because as mums, you have so many things to do.
Yeah.
And the way we're trying to cram it all in to 7 days is ridiculous. So that's why we booked this filming, because it was the only date that we had free.
At the same time.
At the same time.
Yeah. Imagine that. It's loud.
Love it. So for anyone that needs reminding, I am Chells and this is
Truly.
and we are When the Kids Go to Bed, and we are here to talk single mum narrative. Yeah, as we've done before. But in this week's episode, I think talking about sacrifices as a mum, I think that can relate to
all mothers.
Majority of mums.
Yeah.
Only will it differ slightly if you are married or in a relationship or fully doing it on your own. But overall, I think all the mums are going to totally relate to the fact that
I think even married women will tell you that oftentimes women are carrying the heavier load, especially when it comes to the children and planning and admin and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's why I'd want to be clear and not say single mum sacrifices, because I know all the mums make, like you said, even if you're in a relationship, it is predominantly on you. So it's just maybe those sacrifices are slightly different or made differently, or maybe have different feelings about it.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, like sometimes like mum might be the ones to stay at home while dad goes out and provides. You might have less resentment to a single mum who does it all.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
100%.
But you still made that sacrifice.
Or your resentment just might be directed in another direction to the man who is out there living his life easily.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so all right then, let's kick off. What are some of the sacrifices you've personally made?
So the first one would be having to fit everything in regardless of what else is going on. So one of them would be, I got an example when the kids were really young. The older two were really young. I was studying at uni. I was working, and I still had to pick them up, drop them off, prepare all the breakfast, pack the bags, blah, blah, blah. And there would be times when their dad wouldn't arrive, like when we'd broken up, he wouldn't arrive on time. There's one example actually, and I had an exam, and when I tell you, I prepped this man for 2 weeks about this exam, because he'd previously let me down for less important things. So because it was an exam, it was really important. I was like mentally preparing. So every little conversation I'd had with him in this 2 week period before the day of my exam, I'd say to him, you know, remember on the 12th, you have to come early, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Why'd you keep saying it? Like in this 2 weeks, on the fourth time that I'd be like, yeah, remember on the 12th.
Telling me, I know.
Yeah. He's like, why'd you keep saying it? I'm like, because it's important. I have to leave before 9 in the morning, so you have to be on time. You can't go out that night before. Like, I'm trying to micromanage his life the day before because I know what he's like. He's not going to get up early. Anyway. Yeah, it's cool. I know, I haven't forgotten. Don't worry. Come the day of the exam, what happened? He didn't turn up.
And then what did you do then?
What did I have to do?
Yeah.
I had to drop the kids to my friend.
And somewhere else.
I had to call about 7 people. Because the time, so basically I gave myself an hour and I said, if he doesn't arrive, say 7 o'clock, 7:30 or whatever, and I'm not getting through to him on the phone, I have these people that I have to call. So I had to make about 7 calls. I remember I was stressing, and everyone that was on the phone was like, I'm so sorry. Da, da, da. They couldn't do it, blah, blah, blah. I can't remember who ended up doing it, but I remember it was a friend. And it wasn't someone that I was close with as well. And it was like the last person who I was like, I didn't even want to, you know, when you don't want to call them because it's uncomfortable, you're not that close to me. And my kids, I don't know how my kids are going to be with you, but I had to do this exam. Because they were so small, it was extra worrying. Like, you know, like now Eden's like 6. If I drop into my friend who's got kids and toys, he'll be all right. And it's a couple of hours, he'll be all right. But because they were so small at the time, I was just like, the panic, the worry was horrible. But that was a sacrifice.
You managed to sort it out. How hard is it trying to make arrangements like this or lean on a person who is
unreliable?
Do you see what I mean? Because I'm just thinking, like, you wouldn't choose to use somebody like this. Do you know what I mean? Like, you know, like your friend, if you know your friend's always late, that's it. Like, you're not going to rely on them to do certain things
on time
because you know that's how they are. But you don't have any choice but to work with this man. He is the father of the children.
And this is before the youngest was at nursery as well, and it wasn't a day that Lene was at nursery. So there was no other choice.
Because it's not like, even though he let you down on that day, it's not like next week
I'm good.
Or you can stop. Like, you have to go through it all again. It's very repetitive.
Yeah.
Because even though that day happened to be something important for you, like the exam.
Yeah.
Next week, it may not be anything important. It may just be his day to pick them up.
Yeah.
But still, you have to go through this whole cycle again.
Yeah.
Like, and
look, when I tell you it's stressful. It builds anxiety in you. It to be honest, it messes with your mental health. I can't lie. It does, because it gets to the point where you're like, either I don't deal with you at all. These are the thoughts that you have. Like, I can't deal with you because, all right, last week it was an exam, but next week I still have to go to uni. And all right, the lecture isn't life-threatening if I don't go, but I still need to go. I still need to be there. I still need to be consistent. I still need to arrive. And if you're not going to turn up, then what do I do? Every week I got to phone people. Every week I got to beg and borrow and steal, and like, they're not going to nursery at this point. My mum works full time. She's not really that maternal kind of nanny that will, oh, don't worry, love, I'll be there. No, she's not that. So I didn't have anyone else. My brother's 2 years younger than me. I don't even think he was living in West London at the time. And there's no one else.
How does it feel anyway to have to ask people? Because you mentioned like, oh, your mum is not that maternal anyway. Like, my mum is super nanny, and we'll always have my daughter. But I still feel a certain way to ask.
Yeah.
You can ask a certain amount of times, but I'm always thinking, when was the last time I asked for a favour? When was the last time?
That's courtesy though. And that's respect and manners, you know, because you know your mum is one person. And to constantly keep going to the same person, you do feel a way. Like, we're brought up with respect for our elders as well.
Even though they say, and even like you said, even your friends, it's wonderful to have a support network. It's wonderful. And I think we're at a place now where women are helping each other more because of the letdown of the men in our lives. So women are banding together more. Like, I have made friends with mums who I didn't know before, but for some reason or other, we make connection and we make friends, and then we support each other in ways like this because, like I said, it means you don't have to ask the dad, because I can ask my friend, and my friend is reliable and she will do it, etc. So it's fantastic that we are supporting each other, but it always, like you said, when you ask,
especially when you have to ask last minute.
Yeah.
So I don't mind asking people and saying, right, on the 17th of blah blah blah, at 2:00 between 5 and 2, can you do? I don't mind doing that, because someone can say yes or they can say no, and I don't care for a no, because I'll ask somebody else. But when your options are limited and you can't ask somebody else and you don't have time and it's an emergency, it's headache. It's headache.
I think that's one thing I would probably say about mums is that, well, and I think maybe I see it as a key difference between mums and dads, and it might just be my personal experience, but so I don't want to generalize, but I see the difference. The main difference is that mums are obviously organized. They're very organized. They plan everything. Yeah. And because, like you said, we have to. Because again, that's another sacrifice in our life. We lost our freedom. Yeah. And we lost being spontaneous. Yeah?
Spontaneity, what is
Gone,
that?
Finished, out the window. You will never be spontaneous again. You will never spontaneously think about what to make for dinner.
Nope.
You will never spontaneously think,
what am I going to wear? Where are we going?
We're just going to go out tomorrow. It don't work like that no more. You have to plan everything. So like you said, that's what we do. So yeah, you do plan
months in advance.
Oh, invited to a birthday party. Get my babysitter. Get my outfit. And I just think
save the money.
Right.
Yeah, all of that.
Whereas a lot of men, they don't. I don't know. They don't seem to have this really organized trait. So then, therefore, when you're trying to work with them,
I think it's true. Even for people who aren't with kids.
It's true.
That's something exactly. So in general, men are not organized, so they don't suddenly.
And the thing is, me personally, like naturally, I'm not organized. So, and this is a sacrifice that women make, is that it might not be in you to be organized or to be, meticulous with things.
To be spontaneous.
I used to get up at like 2 in the afternoon.
Yeah, you used
what
to
do
be
you mean?
reckless.
Now I have to get up at 6, 7 in the morning and be tired.
But so how come mums are forced into becoming organised? But men
can get off with it.
Yeah, because they became a dad, that you had a kid.
Yeah.
Why are you not forced into being organised? Like we both had a child.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you see what I mean? And so when you've got to work with someone like that, so like
and that's the perfect word. You're now working with somebody, because in a relationship, romance, dating, ha ha he he, sexy time, blah blah blah, you don't have to be organized. Spontaneity is amazing. It makes the relationship to be able to do things at the drop of a hat. Oh babe, do you want to go dinner? Yeah, all right then, cool, I'll meet you after work. Beautiful. But when you have children, that goes out of the window. And what was I going to say?
Well, it goes out of the window for women, because even when you're in a relationship, even when you have the child together and you're still in a full relationship, going strong, 5 years in, 10 years down, men are still living spontaneous lives. They're still ringing you during the day going, oh yeah, I'm going to go out after work with my friends. Oh really? Where's your kids? Yeah. Do you know anyone's there? Oh, Saturday morning, puts on his shoes. Why are you putting your shoes on? Oh yeah, I'm going football. Oh yeah, I'm going gym. Oh,
is it?
Really?
Is it?
Where's your kids?
Yeah.
I would never, since the day I had my child, I would never just, my child's in there.
You know what it is?
Dad's in there, and I just put my...
You know what it is? It's the presumption that they make that we are always going to be there. Because imagine if you did just get up one morning,
you'd have a heart attack.
Put your gym clothes on and say, all right, babe, I'll be back in a couple of hours.
I think
he'd be like, what?
Where you going?
Where you going?
And then he'd say, where you go? I'm going out.
Yeah, but I'm going gym.
He used to have these plans in his head of what his day looked like, but you didn't share these plans with me. So that's what I'm saying. He just had his own plans, and then, yes, that is when I would suddenly just see him getting dressed or doing something 3 p.m. and I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, oh yeah, I'm going blah blah.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did you?
Yeah.
When did you tell me? And when did you check with me
that was all right?
That was all right. Whereas
but we have to get a babysitter.
I would have told, if I wanted to go gym, I would have told him 2 days ago. On Saturday, I want to go to the gym in the morning. Is it okay? I would have said, is it okay if you watch your child? Is it okay if I go?
It depends on the dynamic of the relationship though, because I don't have that. I feel like communication now is good. Like, I don't think he would just pick up and go like that. Like, he would have told me either the night before or whatever. He'll be like, oh, right, so in the morning we're going to do da-da-da-da. Because 9 times out of 10 we want to spend the day together. So if he has anything else to do that's nothing to do with me and the kids or whatever, he'll be like, right, on Saturday, before we go or do anything, I got to do da-da-da-da-da. Or in the evening, I got to meet so-and-so to whatever. So, yeah, but just getting up to go to the gym wouldn't really happen.
Yeah.
So and this is why you're now no longer with him, because that communication and resentment that builds of, all right, so you can just get up and go. the resentment that builds in a relationship is one major factor as to why a lot of relationships where the children are still like 3, 4, 5, they break down.
Yeah.
Because the one person in the relationship probably doesn't value enough the fact that the mum is in the house, or is just presumed to be the one that looks after the child whilst you go and do what you want to do.
Yeah, because I would definitely say that if I'm in a relationship again and have a child again, that I will expect the man to do better this time.
Yeah.
And because I can't be in a relationship with you if you're not seeing that this is both of our responsibility. Yeah. And like you said, it usually will fall more on the mum.
And it does.
But that's about, as long as we're communicating about that, and dad is recognizing where I do more, and then trying to make up for it in different ways. Because yes, there's mums that stay at home and don't go to work. So you will do the school run and that every day. That goes without saying. Yeah. So then if dad is just recognizing that and then trying to offer us some other assistance. But I'll give you one example. So I'm doing all the school runs, I'm doing all of this. Then come Saturday, my daughter would have ballet. I'm still the one taking her to ballet. Why? Like during the week, cool, you're working, you're busy. That's why I'm doing school pickups. Saturday comes, you're here.
Or at least let's go together.
Well, one time he asked me why. Why would we go together? Like, why would we both go? It's basically as if to say, like, this is a chore that neither of us want to do, because I don't want to sit outside ballet for 50 minutes either. But so that's why he was like, but why would we both go then? You're right. I don't want to go. But it would be better
because we are a family.
We could both have, like, at least I won't be bored. I can have a chat.
We've got company with each other.
He literally was like, why would we both go? Even food shopping once. I was like, come on. He was like, but why? Like, why would we both go? Because he knows this isn't something fun, and it's not something fun that I want to do either. But we have to go. And sometimes I know some women, and I see them. They drag their man everywhere. I see the man. I see
him. Dragged about.
He's dragged about everything. Food
a shoe shop,
everything. Like, honestly, like, because I do think that maybe, hopefully, in my future, if I am with someone and we do have kids.
I mean, you are with someone.
Yeah, but if we get to that point where we have kids, I'd be very open to, like, when there's an event at school, I'd be very open to one of us going.
Yeah.
Not both, because I totally get that we both would have work schedules, and and so that's another sacrifice that we'll talk about is work. But I already know, like, having to get time off work to go to a school event sometimes can be awkward. When you got asked for that and you worry about. So I know people try to minimize that. So I would be very open to one of us going.
Yeah, we'll take it in turns. So because you get the calendar at the beginning of the year. Yeah. Planning. You get the calendar at the beginning of the year, and these things are in your calendar.
Yeah, but I'm saying it would be nice, of course, for mum and dad
to go together,
turn up, to assembly together. But I would also appreciate that if you just went this time, it means I didn't have to take time off work. And I didn't have to, and then next time I would go, and then you wouldn't have. So I'm looking forward to having that to share with someone. But at these events, I do see some women, and I always do feel like they drag the dad. I'll be honest, I don't feel like the dad came willingly. I feel like mum said, you need to come.
Yeah, but that's stereotyping, because I feel like some dads do want to be there, do want to be present at things, and like, he will be like, oh, let's go together. And I'll be like, no, not every trip that, because you're now off, is a family event. I'm more the one going, nah, you go. You go take him.
Yeah, I think.
Because part of it is I don't want to do it because I've been doing it all week. But then another part of it is he would cherish that time with just you as well.
So he has lots dynamic.
Of time. Yeah, he has lots of time with just me.
Yeah.
And then he has time with, like, us. I'm talking about my youngest, by the way.
Yeah.
But then there's times when it would be nice he'd just want to spend time with both of us together. So that's nice. But then, sometimes you just go because I'm tired.
Yeah.
Like, I've been doing it all week.
So moving on then to work sacrifices, because for me, when I had a child, I never really thought how much I would have to sacrifice work.
So let's talk before you had your child. Let's just go back a bit, because I think it's important that we can talk about our experiences and we can joke and whatnot, but I also feel like to people that are pregnant or to people that want to have children, the reason we're talking about this stuff is because we've learned a hell of lessons, life lessons, as to all the sacrifices we have made, blah, blah, blah. But when you were pregnant or before you became pregnant, did you guys ever speak about roles, dynamics, and who would do things?
No. Didn't speak about it at all. Like, I mean, but my daughter's nearly 10, so obviously I had a child 10 years ago. But to be fair, I was in my late 20s. So I can't even blame it on age and say I was really young. But what I would say is I was probably immature when it came to relationships.
I was gonna say, I would argue that with you, because although when Shells and I met, we were both 21?
Yeah, 21.
21-ish. Whereas you were 21-year-old living at home. Yeah. Your mum was still doing most stuff for you. Yeah. Mm-hmm. You know, you're in your room, wake up I
was coming to college when I met you. Listen, I'm saying, living this life of freedom. Like, to think, right, in the morning, I used to wake up and get myself ready. And it used to take me so long. Yeah. I don't know what I was doing. But when I think about it now, I probably was waking up the same times that I wake up now. Yeah. And you know the amount of shit I do in the morning today before I leave for work. Mm-hmm. But yet, back then, I used to give myself like good hour to do nothing. Just wake up, wash, choose my clothes, get ready. And that's what I'm saying. Then I was coming to college to meet you, where your morning was completely different to mine.
So at 21, I had a baby and a toddler who I was getting up, getting washed, dressed, fed, taking them to nursery. Yeah. And then getting back in the car, driving, and then getting to college. Yeah. So at 21, we were very different people. That's why I say I would argue at 27 when you had her, you were probably my 21.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Or 19.
Yeah. But in terms of relationships.
Inexperience as well.
Inexperience. So yeah, I did not cross my mind to talk about roles and how it would look like. You know, you're just more concerned that like, oh, are we going to be together? Like, or like, that's your first question, I guess, if you're pregnant. You just want to know from the man, like, are you going to be around? Like, are you going to be a dad? That's what a lot of women try to, like, are you here for this? We don't. And then once they say yes, you're like, great, wonderful. I don't really
But what was the dynamic of your relationship then for you to be questioning, are you here for this?
We hadn't been together for very long. Like, it was only a matter